Some people think an HOA gives them power over the whole world. In my case, that person was Karen, the president of the local HOA who thought her word was law. The thing is, my property wasn't even part of her HOA. My family's land had been here long before the subdivision popped up. But that didn't stop her from trying. It started small. Karen showed up at my fence one morning, clipboard in hand, demanding I paint my barn acceptable colors. I laughed and said, "This barn's older than your HOA. You don't have a say." She huffed, stormed off, and I thought that was the end of it. Nope. Next came letters in my mailbox, claiming I owed HOA dues. Then came warnings taped to my gate about illegal livestock. For the record, I had 2 cows and some chickens, perfectly legal on agricultural land. Finally, one Saturday afternoon, I was out back mending a fence when Karen came stomping up my driveway like she owned the place. "You need to stop this construction immediately," she barked. "You didn't submit a project request." I wiped the sweat from my brow and said, "Ma'am, I'm fixing my own fence. On my own property. Which is not in your HOA." She jabbed a finger at me.
Don't you get smart with ME. Il call security.
"You're violating our rules." That's when I decided I'd had enough. See, I wasn't just some random homeowner. I was a police officer, 10 years on the force with a badge and everything. And Karen was about to find out. I pulled out my phone, snapped a picture of her trespassing on my land, and calmly said, "Ma'am, you're currently on private property without permission.
Tats trespassing.
And if you keep harassing me, that's criminal harassment. Want me to call the sheriff's office and have them explain it to you?"
Karen Froze.
"Why, you can't threaten me. I run this neighborhood." I smiled, pulled my wallet from my pocket, and flipped open my badge.
"No, ma'am.
I run law enforcement in this county." The color drained from her face.
You jure a cop."
"Correct. And I'm being more patient with you than most officers would be."
For once, Karen didn't have a snappy comeback.
She just stammered, spun on her heel, and power walked back down the driveway, her little HOA clipboard wobbling in her hands. Here's the kicker. 2 days later, I got a call from the actual sheriff's office. Apparently, Karen had tried filing a complaint about me impersonating an officer. When they told her I was, in fact, a real cop, and had reported her for trespassing, the report got flipped right back on her. Karen ended up with an official warning on her record. She's been keeping her distance ever since. Now when I see her at the grocery store, she won't even make eye contact. Meanwhile, I fixed my fence, painted my barn whatever color I wanted, and hosted a barbecue with my neighbors, most of whom can't stand Karen either.
Moral of the story?
Don't pick a fight on someone else's land if you don't know who you're messing with. You might just end up screaming HOA rules at a cop.